franchises who broke into the league together back in 1995. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers, and it's coming up next.
It's been the home of the Panthers since 1996. Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. We welcome you to EA Sports coverage of the National Football League. So good to have you on board with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here. Greg, you look at the marquee, and it's a lot of offensive stars here. I'm looking at the other side. Defenses better show up here if you want to walk out with a win.
Yeah, I think the burden, of course, lies on the players, particularly the players in the secondaries of both of these teams. They're going to have moments where they've got to win one-on-one, as you said, against some of the top offensive skill players in the league. But I also feel like there's a lot on the shoulders of this defensive coordinator. Can you change up coverages, change up looks, make it difficult pre- and post-snap, not only on these wide receivers and skill players, but also on the guy with the ball in his hand, calling the shots, playing quarterback.
Raheem Blackshear on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
When he was taken as the first overall pick in the draft a couple years ago, Mike, certainly was not because of his physical stature. It was because of his mind. It was because of his processing ability. It was because of all the intangibles that they believed they saw in his days coming out of Alabama. Now, he's gotten some experience under his belt from a rookie year that had its ups and downs. He has all the talent in the world. Now he's got to go out and...
Oh, and they come after him right away, and down he goes on the first play of the game.
Prior to the opening kickoff, the home crowd is rocking. They're on their feet cheering. Well, one play in, got a little quieter in here. This defense came out, and they took the fight right to him, able to bring the quarterback down for an opening play sack to get their defense settled into this one.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll tuck it and take off. And Young will have a first down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
He'll take off again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
2nd and a yard. The motion man is Sanders. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Josh Hines-Allen there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go play action with Young. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it's going to be third down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's
to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Panthers. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
On now, Eddie Pinheiro for the extra point. His kick is good. Panthers will take a 7-0 lead. So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
Right to the air goes Lawrence. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Working out of the gun, it's nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The veteran, Jadeveon Clowney, still at it, and he still has it. He gets the sack.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on third down, that number just goes up.
On fourth down, the Jaguars send out the veteran Logan Cook to punt. Raheem Blackshear is set to return for the Panthers. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Young. This throw left side, taken in by the rookie wide receiver. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back to throw, Young. That one taken in, right side by Leggett. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Slot man in motion right. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. He's got his man. That's Leggett. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. And we'll return to Charlotte in a moment. First and 10. Now Young. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw, Young. He'll dump this down to Hubbard. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and sets up 3rd down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here, bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
Piñeiro's kick is good. And the Panthers will extend to a 10-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Piñeiro had the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back out to kick it away. Washington now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to take over for their second possession. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Here's carry number 1 for Travis Etienne. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
An unbalanced look to the left here on first down. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against...
He is in. Touchdown, Jaguars.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jaguars are on the board. It's 10-7. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Velus Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Young. Oh, a loose football. The Jaguars have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Jags offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. On first down, Lawrence. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Two minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Back with more from Charlotte. After this, they'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Lawrence. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench, going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. He's got it. And the Jaguars are on top. It's 14-10. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Jones now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to get back to work. They trail by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. On first down is Young. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Young hands it to Hubbard. The Panthers will take their first timeout, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Here's Young. Going to set up the screen here to Hubbard. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Here's Young to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Jaguars offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence now. This one hauled in by Thomas. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Couple of first downs has them out to the 45-yard line as it's 1st and 10. Now here's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Lawrence. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down. So we reach halftime here, and the visiting Jaguars are out on top as we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically. For the coaches, Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Washington now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Jaguars offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. Nick Scott up from the secondary for the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Lawrence. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
Man in motion here is Washington. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Third and long. Here's Lawrence. Now a screen set up for ETN. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Lawrence throwing on 4th down. He's got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he's going to have a Jags 1st down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
1st down throw there is incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. Here's 3rd and 2. To throw is Lawrence. This one caught at the 4. And he's into the end zone. Christian Kirk, touchdown Jaguars.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Little on now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jaguars are out to a 21-10 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Panthers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Tremble comes in motion. Get this drive started. On the ground, it's Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Punting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On 1st and 10, Lawrence finding his tight end, Farrell. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
A 1st down throw for Lawrence. Quickly, and it's caught.
Lawrence's pass, complete to Parker Washington. Out of bounds at his own 48-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's ETN. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Third and a yard. Now Lawrence. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this third quarter.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. The motion man is Sanders. On 1st and 10, here's Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Young. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Jatavian Sanders was the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up. Throwing is Young. He manages to get the throw away and completes it.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Now Young. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Tremble comes in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and 9. Here's Young. Get this complete. It's Thielen over the middle. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Quick throw, taken in. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Jaguars have it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. To throw, Young. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
The throw on the run is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually...
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here's a big one. This 3rd down. Got his man at the 6. And he will score. Game on. Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead, now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Washington now to return it. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Got his man, it's Kirk. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down. Lawrence will give it to Bigsby. And that'll be a pickup of 3. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. Second and 7. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Etienne on the option. And he'll take this down to the 28-yard line. And now we get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. Second down and 8. They put Strange in motion. Once again, it's Etienne. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, there's really 2 schools of thought, Mike. You have yourself the lead in the 4th quarter, and a lot of people just say, let's sit on it, let's play smart, just don't give anything to the opposing team to let themselves back in the game. Well, that's exactly what they almost did here. They put the ball in the air, tried to remain aggressive, and they're lucky it didn't come back to bite them.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he is yet to find anything to lean on in this one. This is 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And it's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now, a big third down. Now Young. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. That one good for 15 and a first down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on third down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
A second down throw for Young. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Here we go. One final play. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.